What is up, Earthnoids, Spacenoids, and Jovians? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode we're returning to the Space Pirates and Mobile Suit Crossbone Gundam Ghost. Last time we were introduced to Maria Tomo, who was interrupted by Rosemary Raspberry. Trace was shot, and later that night the Circus attacked Maria City. This time Trace makes a sacrifice. One of our heroes is killed in action, and the Phantom transforms. So let's get into this. Jack Friday begins fighting Ronald. More antique mobile suits begin approaching. Underneath bursts out Black Victory Gundam and Ghost. Kosher says that hiding mobile suits like some carnival act is stupid. Aren't you the Circus? This should be right up your alley. Rosemary's plan is to confine them in a small space, thus increasing friendly fire. The ballerina dances around everyone's attack like a ballerina. Oh, I get it. Jack can't help because of Ronald. Ronald says their two mobile suits are meant to be the spear and the shield of the Circus, so any attack that the Deathfist can dish out, the Lalo could block. A perfectly equal battle. Now it comes down to skills. Quo tells Kizo he is betraying him now. He expected this from the Circus, but not so soon. Quo says that Angel's call is going to change the future of warfare. He would be foolish not to profit off of it somehow. An explosion goes off as the two bid each other farewell. Font is still trying to break into the glass shield. Jack Friday continues his fight. Another Deathfist appears on the battle. This is the revised Deathfist. The EMS TC-04R revised Deathfist Mole, or Deathfist Kai, is built with spare parts of the original Deathfist, rather than utilizing the beam fangs. This version uses the beam drill as its only weapon. This makes this unit great at close combat, along with digging. The drills cannot double as beam rotors, like the original Deathfist. Also, if you get confused, the Deathfist is white and black, and the revised Deathfist is black and white. Ronald says that Mermaid is piloting this mobile suit. Ronald's balls bounce off of Jack Friday's head. Yeah, I heard what I said, I'm not re-recording it. He knows that Jack Friday hasn't been killing children. Ronald messes with him and says, So, what's a kid to you? Do you not kill 15-year-olds, but are 16-year-olds okay? He makes a great point, Jack Friday. Mermaid begins digging into Zanskar base under the city. Things are starting to fall apart in the base, so Kizo decides to take his leave. Font is able to hack in and open the glass door. As they rush Kizo, he stabs Aaron's capsule. If anyone removes his sword, it will contaminate the room. He and Maria exit through the trapdoor. Peace, bitches! The capsule will soon crack, and they will become sludge if they don't move fast. While this is happening, someone comes from behind and grabs Bell. He slips through the door and tries to lock them all inside. The team follows except for Trace. Her wound slowed her down, and she got left behind. Font wants to open the door, but it is probably too late for her. The crack on the capsule gets bigger. She has the gun that will melt the sludge, luckily. Font watches as Trace burns the room, including herself. No one could get a hit on the ballerina. Victory Gundam and Ghost are taken down. Bill can't bring out the full potential of Ghost. Kosher begins helping Ronald, and they team up on Jack. He goes into attack, but hesitates. He doesn't know what to do. But that is when Font comes over the comms and tells everyone he started the incineration process, and will need 2 minutes and 32 seconds. I thought it only took 1 minute. I guess you need to preheat the oven. But if the walls are breached, it can expose the virus. Jack needs to stop Mermaid from drilling. He unfortunately has his hands tied. He tries to reach Mermaid over the comms and tells her to stop drilling. Ronald says comms are cut. Jack tries to reason with Ronald and says this is about survival of humanity. Ronald laughs at him. You fool, we are psychopathic, murderous criminals. What makes you think survival of humanity is a priority? Yeah, once again, this one's on you, Jack Friday. The Black Rose shipping director wonders if they should leave, and Font gives them the go. He takes off in an archaic Zaku. Underneath is the Phantom, and the guidance system handles most of the work. The ballerina points its needle VSBR towards the flying Zaku, but Rosemary rushes towards her and fingers her VSBR hole. It's a needle VSBR, so the hole's really tight. Kosher and the Bonzo chases the Zaku. It gets a hit and destroys the Zaku, revealing the Gundam underneath. Phantom lands near Deathfist Kai. Jack chases Mermaid while Ronald chases Jack. The wall of the base is about to melt from the Deathfist Kai drill. Font uses Harado to make Phantom hold the seal on the wall. The Lalo attacks Jack once again. Ronald goes in for the final blow and strikes down the Deathfist. But Jack is not in the cockpit. He is in the revised Deathfist with Mermaid. The wall leak grows, but luckily the Phantom is hot enough to burn out the sludge. However, that idiot director got out of the mobile suit way too early. He'll be fine. Kosher and Roka retreat. Jack Friday wants Mermaid to stay by his side until he figures out what is going on. The director begins coughing and everyone starts to panic, but it is just due to smoke, not sludge. They all celebrate the success of their mission, but Font just thinks of Trace. That is when Trace makes her appearance. She is alive. Before she started burning, she heard a voice. She swears it was Aaron. The voice told her to flip a switch. It opened Kizo's trapdoor from earlier. She was able to burn the place and escape. Well, that's convenient. She isn't sludge yet, so she hasn't been infected. Font is happy that she is alive. The director wonders if he worked hard enough to earn himself an actual name. Curtis says, no, you will still be known as Black Rose Shipping Director. You get no name. Rosemary comes in transforming the Victory Gundam. Also, Bill was piloting Crossbone Ghost. Who is Bill? He's Bill. You know, Bill, right? Belle is passed out once again. Rosemary is happy that she has new material for her next book. She tells Font to be on the lookout. She also calls Font cute. Are you giving Rosemary this moment? Oh. Rosemary is struck down from a beam blast from space. It is a Xenic. We will break down the Xenic in Victory Gundam. The Zanskare main forces have made their appearance. Font's Kagati contacts Kizo and tells him to obey his ruling, or he will bring down the nukes. Fons also doesn't take responsibility for the actions of the Motorrad team, and all the nukes now being set off in South America. Kizo knows that Maria is just a puppet to serve his will. Remember that Tetenet Dogati is Crux's daughter from his second marriage that was arranged between Jupiter and Earth. We learn that Kizo is Crux's son from his first marriage. 30 years ago, Crux entrusted Kizo to Fons and raised him as his own. He hates this mother fetish that Fons has and wants nothing to do with it. Bro, you married one of the Marias, though. Never mind. Kizo pulls out his sword and destroys the screen. You sure showed that monitor. The Xenic fires again on Maria City. The Zanskare forces move in. Kizo and Maria abandon the Zanskare forces and the city. They need to leave while Curtis will get into the Phantom and help hold off Zanskare. But Font wants to get into the Gundam and help the people. Many were forced into the city and not a part of Zanskare. Jack Friday thinks this is foolish and he should leave, but Font decides to stay and help the people. Font is going to handle the nuclear missile interception. Curtis is going to stay and help as Font still doesn't know what he is doing. Do still has the boots and can help as well. They will hold off Zanskare while Font figures out the nukes. Jack Friday thinks they are all crazy and have no chance. Harado begins analyzing everything regarding Zanskare. They need to find something. Their goal is to buy time from the nuclear attacks. From the looks of it, the attack on Rosemary wasn't directed at her, and she was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. Beam blasts begin targeting Font. He rushes into the stratosphere to find the Xenic. Quo tells the Circus to pack it up, but Roca needs a minute to take care of business. Font is on the defensive and has to attack. That is when the Ballerina comes in from behind, putting him in a pincer. But the Ballerina passes and attacks the Xenic. The pilot blocks the VSBR with the Minovsky particle accelerator. The Xenic pilot thinks it has plenty of time before it refires, but the Ballerina fires again and hits the left shoulder. She explains that her thin VSBR uses less power and thus can fire more shots. She says this while firing off 3 more shots, creating giant holes in the mobile suit and destroying the Xenic. Her needle leg begins melting, and the other leg has been destroyed from all the fingering earlier, so she doesn't kill Font. Harado finishes her analysis. She says that there are 3 locations that are all equally probable that the nukes will land. Belle wakes up to Yi Laichi and Tres watching over her. She looks up at the Phantom Gundam and points, telling Font he has to go. He knows what he must do. He must transform into mobile armor form, Mirage Bird. Font holds 2 daggers and lets the Phantom overheat the blades. We cut back to the Manzana floor before heading to Maria City. Curtis tells Font that the Phantom can transform. He tells him that it was originally designed to travel between Earth and Jupiter independently without a ship. He says it is more of a cruiser form than a mobile armor form, but in order to transform, it needs to damage the armor. In the present, Font stabs his heat knives in the hips of the Gundam. This disengages the locks and the mobile suit is able to transform. Curtis takes out Zanskare, allowing Font to finish the transformation process. He takes off. With this, he can rush to every position quickly. Jack comes back and helps the team. Font changes into a normal suit as he travels at Mach 23. He plans on accelerating and taking a wide berth as he matches speeds with the nukes. He is traveling so fast around the horizon line, he is making morning come to him. Curtis and the space pirates on the ground are handling a dog gore. Jack Friday and Mermaid are arguing in the cockpit about what sensors to use. Jack used this opportunity for some reason to realize that Font isn't the ace pilot that Curtis hyped him up to be. He laughs for being outsmarted by a novice. Meanwhile, in an Amalthea-class ship in low Earth orbit, Font is going by the title President. We're moving through this faster than Victory Gundam. He decides to drop a nuke and will no longer tolerate Kizo. The Amalthea launches the nuke. Meanwhile, Font and Phantom is swinging around the world preparing to catch it. And that will do it for this episode. We finally get to see the true form of the Phantom Gundam. It is a speed demon. Remember, all Minovsky drives are inertia mitigating devices. Though Font mentioned stopping and reversing at these speeds would squish him like a pancake. So it isn't completely immune to physics, or more likely the writer doesn't know or care. Next time we will see Font handle the nuke, while the team on the ground handle the dog boar. Kizo uses a new mobile suit, and Curtis works with Uso's dad to take down Angel Halo. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember, delicate VSBRs can be taken down with fingers. Peace.